Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm doing some shirts for MWM Enterprises LLC. Let me turn the screen the right way so you can read it. There we go. They're out of Garrison, Minnesota, and a buddy of mine was friends with them, so I told him I'll get them done for him. I'm gonna be doing multiple colors. It's like 3, 4, 5 different colors, but it's all gonna be black ink. It's gonna be the back logo, and then the small front logo on the chest. But I'm gonna do a time-lapse video of me making the shirts. So I hope you guys enjoy. Whenever I set my screens up, I got a little a grid line I put on here. And I got different intervals marked on my palette. This right here is my 4 inches from the collar. And what I do is down my center line and my 4-inch mark, I line that up. I'm sorry, I lied. I put the image at the 4-inch mark, then I line that up with the 2.5-inch mark I have there. And then once I get the image lined up with that line there, and the crosshairs lined up, it's not perfect right now because I'm holding the camera. I'll go back and fix that. And then I grab my screen. When I go to expose my screen, that's where I put my tape at. I put the clear Scotch tape on my palette. On my transparency. And then what I'll do is I'll put the screen on there, and then I would tape the transparency to the screen. I would center the screen up, of course, so this would be over here. And as you can see, it's pretty much lined up. It's a hair off. But whenever I go to set the screen up after I get the screen done, it lines up almost perfectly almost every time. So there's not a whole lot adjusting. All right, after I get the screen lined up, the next part that I normally do is I use my laser, which is set dead center of my palette. And what I do with my laser is I know I want my print to come to this line here. So what I do is every shirt, not all shirts got the same whip collar. So what I do is I put my laser where the print's gonna be, and I put the laser where the print's gonna be. Then I measure 4 inches from the collar, wherever I get it lined up at. And I set this laser here. We go at the top of the collar, so when I go to load the shirts, I pull the shirts and the collar stops on that line. I know it'll be 4 inches every time from the back. I got this laser from Amazon. It was like 40 bucks, and all I did was I screwed it to one of my beams on top and ran an extension cord and just plugged it in. And I got my ladder right here, and every time I go to adjust it, I just pull the ladder out, set it where I need to set it, and it stays there. I don't have to worry about bumping against it or nothing like that, because I'm not 9 feet tall, so I'm good. But I'm gonna set the first shirt on, get that lined up, and I'll be ready to start printing. Okay, so yeah, you can barely see it. You can see the collar of the shirt right there. So right now, I got it aligned dead center with the crosshairs. And what I do is I put measuring tape on the center of the collar. And then as you can see, I'm about 1/4 inch, well, 3/8 of an inch off. So what I'll do is I'll take the shirt back off, and I'll slide it back down a little bit more, a 3/8 of course. And then when I do that, it'll be at that 4-inch mark. And then what I'll do then is set the laser to there, and that'll let me know where to pull the shirt up. So basically, like I said, right now it's at 4 3/8. I'll get my Sharpie, I'll mark 4 inches on here, where 4 inches should be. And I'll just subtract that from where the collar's at now. So when I set the laser 3/8 inches down, then I know it's gonna be 4 inches every time. All right, so I got my Sharpie now. I got my tape measure flush with the end of the collar. And what I'll do, I'll mark 3/8 right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I got it marked 3/8. So what I'll do I'll bring this line here to that 3/8 mark, and then it should be 4 inches every time whenever I go to pull the collar up. So let me block the light. You see where the mark is, and you see the cross line. Now I got it at the 4-inch mark for the print, and I know it's also centered with the pallet because of my crosshair where I did my registration. And I can pull this back up, move my screen out the way, and verify because it's going through the center of the bolts there, and the pallet was put together square, so I know, I mean the machine was put together square, so I know it's going to be exactly dead center. And then I can also put this in the way. I can also tell because my tag is dead line. That's not always going to be true. Some of them shirts aren't dead center, but this particular one was. I measured before I started the video, but most of the time it will be centered, and you can guide it from your tag as well. I'm going to put this first print on. I'm going to measure the print from the collar, and it should be, once I align this neck back to that line, it should be 4 inches. But as you can see, exactly 4 inches from the collar. So every time I load a shirt, it's going to be dead on 4 inches every time. And I kind of messed this shirt up because I forgot to tape off the crosshairs, but I'm going to give it to him anyways. He can use his work shirt. It'll be a freebie. But yeah, that's how I align my screens. And I'm going to just record me doing this order and let you guys sit back and enjoy.
Got my words for the ones that never heard this. Open up the ears of the ones that need to learn this. My number one concern is we're living in a furnace. The less we try to change, the more it's gonna burn us.